There we go.
Ready? So we're gonna call this meeting to order. Has everyone signed the sign-in sheet? Put their name on the sign-in sheet. Any citizens input related to the public hearing? Anything? Moving forward, and I may bounce some stuff off of Shannon for expertise in this. The next one is about this amending of an ordinance. I think it's next to the last page. If you want to look at it, Pam, Kevin, whatever. All right, everybody got it. Consider amending the West Washington zoning ordinance and by amending chapter 12, article 21, special and additional regulations, section 21.14, storage containers, F, notice of violation, and G, notice of removal of storage container, providing a penalty for any violation of this ordinance not to exceed $2,000, providing for savings, severability, and repealing clauses, providing for an effective date, and providing for the publication of the caption hereof. And at this point, we're going to adjourn from this public hearing. Motion.
We will have to wait for a few minutes. If you want her to explain anything or whatever,
That would be a great idea.
Well, it's coming up in another part of the agenda.
I'm just saying I can't stop that and start it again in our meeting.
Oh,
Our meeting
okay.
7 o'clock, our
Okay.
next meeting.
I got you. So we need to wait till 7. Yeah,
She can explain it.
yeah, I was just gonna roll on.
So basically, the only thing we're doing, the entire ordinance is staying the same, except right now, I currently have to go on people's properties, backyards, anywhere that they have a storage container, where they could have dogs or something that's not safe, I have to go post a notice to the storage container. So what we're changing is so that I don't have to do that. I can just send it by mail. That's the only thing in there that's changing.
Jenny, I couldn't hear you. How are you gonna notify them?
By certified mail,
Okay,
Rather than like a door knocker or a sticker, Chris.
right. Yes, sir. I heard all that. I just didn't hear how they were gonna be notified.
It's a safe way.
Yeah, it's a lot safer.
I always thought.
I agree, much safer.
well, in order
Well-
to do that, I would have to get an administrative warrant.
Yeah. If you had your full, all your licenses, would you have to still?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's really not a probable cause.
Yeah, even with me going over there. No, I can't go on the property on stuff like that, just trespass to go. That's why it's,
Well, I think somebody got shot doing that. That's why they changed it where you can't do it.
yeah. And that's why we need to change our ordinance for that.
And they right away.
How many storage containers are there in the city limits?
currently, we're still trying to find them all. There's a lot.
A lot.
So residential cannot have storage units at all. Commercial and agricultural can, but there's boundaries. They have to have permits. They have to have, it has to be behind the main building on the commercial property, and it has to have a 6-foot privacy fence or evergreens around it, and it has to be of a neutral color. But residential cannot have it at all.
And what we're talking about is like the train storage kind of thing.
You know, like the
correct?
cargo storage containers.
And what if they've been there for 30 years?
Then we just notice them and they have so many days to move them.
You're not grandfather.
There is, yeah, there's no such thing as grandfather.
They were blessed with the city not doing their job for 30 years.
That's,
Pretty much.
that's the fact of that matter. They
Yeah.
were blessed with the city not doing their job for 30 years.
Yeah,
Some of them are nicer than people's houses.
I know, right?
Yeah. How many days do they have between,
I believe it's 10 days.
10 days?
Do we have any assistance in place for elderly people that can't afford to pay somebody come all the way?
Currently, not that I'm aware
Not something to think about.
Yeah, we have to get one, I think we treat that as Yeah, case by case, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah. You want to get rid of that.
Yeah.
You go get-
Even those that aren't elderly, you know, disabled, unemployed, it doesn't matter, as long as you go. Love the RV fund up there, I think that's the pivot point,
I saw them doing that.
yeah, that's all it
You
is.
just put it in the back.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
That's fine with me. You can't sleep an hour.
You gotta really love.
It don't need to be on.
And how does commercial get away with it when
It's in our ordinance.
if the commercial people could, that a commercial property can have storage?
The commercial property can have them
Yeah,
as
it
long
has
as
to be
it's
right there.
behind the main building. Got a 6-foot privacy fence or evergreens around it in a neutral color. And they have to have a permit through the city.
The thought process behind that was is somebody in a commercial setting would need that for whatever stock, whatever.
Yeah, or supplies, things like that.
Can't afford to have under the building, so
Yeah, maybe that.
we don't want to run everybody out.
Yeah, I mean, you can buy, what, 600 foot of space for like $2,000.
Yeah, they were up real high for a long time. They're probably up again now. I hadn't priced
Well, and
them.
obviously it's for storage. It's not for them to live in either.
Right.
So just
Right.
because you're a commercial property and you have a storage unit, doesn't mean you can use it as a dwelling.
Yeah,
Should
we
we,
don't want to get that started, you
should
know,
we,
like they have some places up north where they stack those containers on top of containers. to-
should we
to
have
make
not
a home.
have that, ordinance?
Well, we have an ordinance that specifies that you can't use things for dwellings in your yard. Like RVs fall under that ordinance. Storage sheds fall under that ordinance. You can't stay in other buildings as
Yeah, it's
well.
non-attached structure or something, I think.
Yeah, I think it has to be so many square foot and it has to be attached, or that was the purpose in the building of it for it being permitted when it was
Well, the only
built.
way you can have,
Yeah.
only way you can have something that's, is not attached to the main dwelling is it has to be classified as a mother-in-law's quarters, I think. That's what it's called.
Yeah, they're boarding now.
It'd have to be 800 square feet.
Yeah,
And then when mother-in-law moves out, you can't keep it.
Right.
Yeah.
It can stay there, you just can't use
You
it.
can't
And
It's-
rent it.
You know, it can't become an apartment.
you ready? All right, we're gonna
I make a
call,
motion, we adjourn the public hearing.
One second.
all in favor?
Kevin Featherston.
Leon Myers.
Pam Reed,
Chris Burkett.
All right, we're gonna move on, call the, regular session, call to order. If you want to please stand for the invocation and pledge allegiance.
Our Father in heaven, please help us as we go over the business of the city, that we may have our hearts and minds open to doing things that will help our citizens. Help us that we may be able to clearly understand things and that we may do what is good for the citizens of our community. Help us to always remember the great land we live in and be thankful for the freedoms that we have. Father, we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, any announcements?
Reminder, you got Flag Day at the city park this afternoon as soon as it's over, well, evening,
It's at
7:30,
30, is that right?
8:30.
Yeah. We're still waiting on the wagon wheel stuff. And we need to get that on the agenda to give him permission to move forward with that, just FYI. So Any other announcements?
I wanted to bring up our budget workshops. We really need to start looking, whether it's a conversation that Annette's having with you and it filters out to the council, but we really need to start tickling everybody's dates as far as trying to lock in the stuff for our budget workshops. Whether it be in summertime, whatever, people may have vacation scheduled or whatever it may be, but I think we usually do those in July.
Mhm.
I mean,
And I do know some are gonna be gone in July. The last week of June, we might be able to get a workshop in, or anybody gonna be gone last week of June?
Oh,
and that's the reason why I wanted to bring that up, because we've got to figure
That
out,
whole week? You're gonna be gone the 20th through the 24th.
And then I'm gonna be gone again for our family reunion that last week of June until July the 4th.
so,
you know, they're Yellowstone closed.
Well, I know. We'll see how that works out.
but I mean, so that's to the point. We have to have four.
Kind of workshop?
Well,
No, for a
wouldn't it be
workshop.
called a special session? If we,
No, not a workshop. It's not. a
But it
special
is a
session.
special session.
it is a special session agenda.
Well, I'm just-
I'll check and see.
Yeah.
If we can, we'll work.
If it falls under the special session, is what I was afraid of, is
Then we'd have to have a single majority.
then we have to have four members to make the quorum.
Mhm.
And
And you're back when?
July 3rd, the
Fifth.
4th, yeah.
Okay.
the
Okay, David has a
Somebody
meeting
else
now.
is going on. Oh, she is.
Leon won't be
I am.
here.
Where are you
July.
leaving?
I'm leaving the
July.
15th. And I'll be back July.
Yeah, okay.
So I mean, for all intention purposes, that's something that we can all start talking about. I mean, I think everybody, I mean, y'all have all of our numbers, so, I mean, hopefully we can start some kind of conversation going and start locking something down.
We'll try
emails,
to
whatever.
work one here and there, in
second-
between.
The second side of that is, I would like to, and I haven't discussed this really a whole lot. I mentioned it, I think, to you, to the mayor, but I would like for us to start, because we do have some seats that are fixing to start coming up in this election, which is, your seat and other seats that will be coming up. So I would like to show that we have some things that we've talked about, that we've identified that we need to do, right? We've still got some unfinished things to do. So the citizens will know, and if there's new members that come in, they'll have some things that, hey, they don't have to come in blind. They can come in and go, oh, well, thanks, they made me a list of things that we can actually work on. So we've got some incomplete things that we really need to make sure we pin down and put them on the list to get done. And what I was hoping is we could do in these workshops, our budget workshops, we could do just say 30 minutes. So it doesn't get crazy and we're chasing squirrels all night, right? But if we just did 30 minutes and we time it, and when that 30 minutes is up, say, okay, we'll pick this up in the next meeting.
Well, what we'll probably do is like EDC, Keep You Walking You Beautiful, the easy ones, we could knock those out of the way first.
Yeah, as far as the budget
Get
workshop.
the small stuff and then get to the big stuff.
Right, but I mean,
On
it's,
the 5th of July, we have plans for the EDC to discuss budget. and get it
Okay.
and like I said, I know we gotta do budget workshops, but I was hoping we could piggyback something so we could start creating some sort of a list of incomplete items within our city. So we can keep this ball rolling that we've been pushing. But I think it's a good idea.
We
We time that.
We could put it on the agenda as well as a workshop agenda item for future items that need to be
Right,
completed.
and my hopes were, once we got done with our budget, that we would continue to really massage and complete that list. So that way, by the time election comes up, we've got something that's nice and concrete that we can go off of. That was my thoughts.
Yeah, good thought.
And then, while you're writing down there, the July the 11th through the 17th, I won't be available.
Not usually. But it may reduce the bill days of
That's
bill.
gonna be our regular council meeting too,
What day is that on?
the 12th.
I can probably call in for that. I
I'm
just
gonna
gotta
be
work.
gone the 13th through the 27th of July.
Oh, so she won't be here.
You know,
She won't be here either.
7,
So
what,
July is
The
hammered.
13th,
And I'm
Through the
going to
27th.
25th.
I was trying to get all this out of the way
We
before we
have
started.
one-
yeah,
I was
yeah.
thinking budgets would start in August.
I mean,
and
July is hammered. So what this means, guys, is, I mean, with all these dates, what's that?
August.
Well, no, what this means is we may have to throw, a couple, 2 or 3 during a week. And just do, like you said, do some easy ones, right? I mean, we had to do that last year, I think.
Yeah.
There was 3 days in a row where we were. eating.
Yeah,
So, I mean, just as something to be thinking about. We've got to get these budget workshops done.
In the July meeting on the 12th,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I said the 17th, or no. what
Oh,
did I
you
say?
said the 11th through the
Oh, yeah,
17th.
okay. Yeah, you're right.
well, it worked last
I can
year.
call in. for
I'm
that.
It
sorry.
worked last year as far as what you're speaking of, it worked last year real well.
Yes.
And we were able to stick to the budget the whole year.
Right.
So it really worked well.
And that took entirely too long. But I just want to.
Okay.
That's all right.
Okay,
Okay.
moving on, unless there's any other citizens input. Moving on to item 6A, consent agenda, approval of minutes for the May 10th, 2022 meeting, approval of bills to be paid and those to be paid for May of 2022, approval of financial reports for the month of May 2022, court report May of 2022, police department report May of 2022, public works order, both completed and outstanding for May of 2022. Public works report for May of 2022. Permit report for May of 2022. And if you look at through these numbers, you're gonna see a surge in numbers on the permit side of it. Also, the code enforcement report for May of 2022. EDC minutes, we don't have any at this point. Keep Walking Beautiful minutes for April 21st of 2022. Planning and zoning minutes for November the 4th of 2021, January 6th of 2022, and March the 3rd of 2022. And M is accept Councilmember Robin Myers' place for resignation. And N is accept the nomination from Keep Walking Beautiful for a new board member, Dwayne Hall. Sure. Take any questions.
Do we have a public works report? I know we had the work order report, but
No.
I didn't see a public works report.
We don't have one.
Not a public works report to be approved.
No.
There's no report in our packet at all.
Maybe I was looking at the work orders.
Yeah, there's two
You're-
stapled.
Yeah, you're right,
Work
you're right.
orders And then public work.
Yeah, there's outstanding and there's completed work orders, but there's no public works report that I see.
Yeah, I'm saying, I was looking at, like I say, there was,
Myself, I'd still like to see one.
still public works for,
Didn't see it in here either.
And
At the time the package were ready, though, it was not, but sometimes he has them here for you.
yeah.
And we do not have it.
And the other thing I would like to say is, I don't know, I'm really glad Robin was part of our council, and I wish she was still able to be here.
I do too, but I
I feel
understand,
that way.
yeah, we're gonna,
I appreciate her willingness to be on this council.
yes, I do too, she did a good job. Linda, she gave a little balance to us.
So other than that,
I'm
I'll make a
still-
motion that we approve the consent agenda items A through N. With the exception of G missing.
I second.
Second, all in favor?
Kevin Featherston,
Leon Myers.
Pam Reed.
Chris Burkett.
It is unanimous.
Hey, Jim, before you go on to the next,
Huh?
I lost my timing. Would you mind introducing this young lady? Reading that.
Carmen Rocket, District Director for our Texas Rep, Ron Slayton. She's a go-to person issues, if you have any questions for the representative. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
and
we
that's
have
all
you
right.
here.
Oh, that's you, okay.
Thank
Nice
you
to
very
meet you.
much.
Glad to have you
I'm
here.
sorry, I screwed that up for you.
That's all right, that's all right. Looks back.
Yeah.
You must be from this area.
I've lived in the area for a good 20 years or so, but yeah, I live up in Fayetteville.
Okay, well, nice to have you here.
And I gotta say, this city hall is, well, according to Google, it's supposed to be up in Quinlan by the gas station.
Oh,
I tried to come last month, but I couldn't
Oh,
find
really?
it. There's an empty lot there.
We changed it.
No, we're just well hidden, I think.
Okay, now we're at number 7, which is where this zoning ordinance comes in. Ordinance 295-6-14-2022, amending the West Waukene zoning ordinance by amending Chapter 12, Article 21, Special and Additional Regulations, Section 21.14, storage containers, F, notice of violation, and G, notice of removal of storage container, providing for a penalty for any violation of this ordinance not to exceed $2,000, providing for savings, severability, and repealing clauses, providing for an effective date, and providing for the publication of the caption hereof. And this is where the change goes. If you look on that, on what you were given in your packet, you'll see what was lined out or blocked out and what was added. So it might make a little bit more sense to you with that.
Yes,
Does it?
a
Okay.
lot better with this.
Yeah, I can understand it either.
Mhm.
I had to call and ask her.
If we make a motion to approve this, would you make the motion as the first reading? Because we do have to have 2 readings.
We could do that. Chair would entertain a motion, actually.
I make a motion as this is the first reading, that we accept the first reading of this ordinance.
Okay, we have a
Ordinance
word.
number 295-6-14-2022.
I second that motion.
Kevin second, all in favor?
Kevin Featherston.
Leon Meyer.
Pam Reed.
Chris Burkett.
It is unanimous. Okay, moving on to discussion, number 8, discussion and or action on budget amendment for the ARF, the American Rescue Funds expense for police department by John Alderson, Chief of Police. What did you end up finding out with your bids for both? Oh, you got it.
Yeah, but it-
And I really appreciate John doing that.
Yeah.
It really made it so much
Yeah,
easier
yeah.
to look at it and to figure out what he was needing and what we need to do about it.
Yeah,
Why?
this was very informational, very, very well put together. Thank you, Chief.
Has anyone had time to look over it? Do you have any questions?
I've read through it pretty extensively a couple times.
It's a lot of money, but it looks like something we need. Particularly what we've been doing in the past is just patching things. Patching and patching and patching, and that just, you end up spending twice as much in the long run than to go ahead and bite the bullet and go ahead and pay the price that'll last for something for 10 years or so.
My question is, where did the $3,800 come from?
3,800.
It's going up to 81.
Oh, hang on, man. You're on that one.
From 78.
Well,
Oh, here it is.
Well, because we're not doing the vehicle anymore, they're doing,
So they had those, look at the totals there. It added up to 78,000 before, now it's 81.
Yeah, well, without the vehicle on it,
You talking about the
but doing
amendment?
the camera
Yeah.
supplies and all that other adds up for more, yes.
That's what I'm saying, so it had to come out of this funding somewhere. So who lost $4,000?
I don't know. That's-
Well, it will probably be City Hall, because I haven't pursued the government software for that, because I know these other items are a necessity, you know. So, I mean,
Okay.
this will be, as we go, you know, I'm sure some of these other items may change, and these other items will go away as well. But, you know, we can only spend what we get.
That's it. All right, that answers my question.
I wish Mike was here. Maybe you can answer for me, Annette. Have they already started with the engineer on looking at the water department?
That he has contacted them, but there has, the dewatering dumpster is the main project right now. That is something that TCEQ, we've got to get that done. So I know it's the last thing on the totem pole, but it's gotta
the
be,
most important
it's
thing.
something that is, you know, we've got to pursue. it
Yeah, and I think
quickly.
those things are in excess of 20,000, aren't they?
That-
25,000.
We've got a price of 25, and I think he has got a price actually of 22. So we will beat that there as well, we hope.
And between, on that list, between the dewatering dumpster and the raw water pump, it would be, it would almost be like watching a race to see which one could get here or get done faster, depending on the pump availability, whatever. But those two could actually happen fairly quick. The dewatering dumpster too, and that's point is probably the fastest thing. And it's actually the greatest need that we have.
On camera system for patrol cars, it's gone from, what's the, why are the numbers in red and the amendments in black? Is that?
Just to let you know that those were the budgeted items.
Oh, okay,
And the amendments out to the side.
okay, so,
And with he explains a lot more in his written.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
actually gives the breakdown of price and what they do and all that.
does anybody have any concern or anything? What's everybody's pick on the, whether it be Axon, Watch Guard, Peacemaker, there's a line. Is this something we need like tomorrow? Because citations, unless there's a camera, our own city attorney will knock it out. He won't even look at it. He won't present it to the judge. He won't do anything without body cam. And preferably dash cam, is that right? Though, it's just,
He wants to see the violation on the dash cam.
yeah,
The
it's
county
on,
attorney's office, the DA's office, they won't take a case either.
yeah, so
Video.
that's how critical this is that we're, you know, it's almost like, you know, we can pull somebody around a ticket, but
And the camera system or the computer systems in the car, like Paul's, I've made it out of 3 different computers to make it where it runs for him and works, so.
And that's the patching that I've been.
But,
yeah.
and another kudos I'd like to give the chief, and I learned this by mistake, I think you just happened to tell me about it, that he actually had another officer friend that actually has a lot of tech ability that holds a job as a computer something, whatever. But he actually utilized his networking and said, hey, come help me with this computer. So he's gotten people to do free stuff, free repair, free stuff for our department to keep us running, rather than trying to. spend money.
You're right, he has done a really good job.
Been super resourceful,
And
and I appreciate it.
And what impresses me the most is we don't have to suggest to him those things. He just does it. He talks, takes the ball and runs with
I
it.
mean, I know we get a lot of hits and people are always grumbling because, well, the thought is we don't have enough police officers, but you know.
Hey, I want the police officers we have
Yeah,
to be
we-
safe.
Right, but we haven't had a whole bunch of applications blowing through the doors either because.
Right now, they're just, everybody's looking.
Yeah.
John, what's your feeling on these, 5? 5,
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about,
Some of them had some pricing, but he wasn't able to obtain pricing from all of them.
yeah, there was one that wouldn't give him a price. They just wanted to,
Yeah, digital ally every time.
yeah, they don't want to give you anything. They just want-
Which is what we had, what we were using.
Yeah.
That's what we were using before. That's what we were, that's the one we were using
Yeah,
before.
and the customer support on that was
It's
not good.
terrible.
Right, yeah.
So that strikes that out for me right there.
I mean, to me, the
Yeah.
one that seems like it works the best is the Axon.
Because the digital ally is what we've got in the cars.
Yeah.
And they won't even, I tried to get them to upgrade us and trade the ones in, the 400 series. They won't even, they won't service them or they ain't worth nothing. They just want to sell me all the unit. Where Axon is gonna, after 5 years, they're gonna replace all the cameras in the car for free, all the, upgrade the whole system after 5 years.
So with Axon, will that cover the body cams,
Yeah.
dash cams, radar,
Well, not the radar. It covers the taser. system.
taser, okay.
Yeah, and the taser, when you activate the taser, it activates the body cam and the dash cam all together. So
Okay.
every time they turn their taser on, it's gonna be on.
Yeah, so that's the thing you need, you know, you don't have time. I mean, if you're pulling a taser out for somebody, you don't have time to switch
Well,
your
also, they're,
cameras
you
on.
know, they're saying that, use of taser is almost becoming deadly force now because on certain people. So we want all of that to be recorded.
Right.
Every time it's deployed.
It's to protect the city as well as their
Yeah.
officers and the citizens for that matter. Anybody input?
That's the one you want? You
It's
the one
one
that's
that-
got, you the one that's using it.
Yeah, that's the one that best fits the needs for everything that we, it's got the whole package in it of everything that we need. We wouldn't have to buy any other separate parts or nothing to make it work, so.
I like that.
that's what I do.
How long, tomorrow, if you was to call and say, okay, Jackson, we're going with you, what's the lead time on
Around 4 months.
them? 4 months?
She's trying to put me at the very top of the list on that. The computers, Leslie at Peacemaker, she said that once it's approved and get a PO, then it could be maybe within a week that they would come here and install it all. 2 to 3 weeks will be the body cams and the tasers.
Okay.
How many computers is it?
It's 3 of the computers.
Yeah, for the control vehicles.
So how many body cams are you getting?
3. Everything's gonna be in 3.
Everything?
And Range County runs all the tablets now from Peacemaker. And that's what, and a lot of them are pleased with them. And
So obviously, if we had 5 officers, like with 2 aren't on duty, they could give their body cams to the other 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are downloaded daily, aren't they?
Yeah, because what they would do, I don't think there would be more than 2 officers on it all the time. So when they get off shift, one officer, he just puts his body cam in the charger. When I work for Easter Walk, that's what we did. That way another officer would come in. And he signs it out with his number and stuff, and it puts his number and his name on the camera. And then he uses it, and when he comes back and downloads all his videos, the next officer logs in under his name and ID, and it's logged out to him.
Hopefully, if we get to that point on officers, we'll have some money to buy some more cameras.
All right, so a chair would entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we approve the budget amendment for the ARF expense for the police department. And also for, I guess, it's really not on.
Well, at number 9 will be the purchase of everything.
Number what?
So
The
number 9, the next item, so we'd have to have another motion on that one. So
Oh,
I make a
okay.
motion, we approve, I make a motion that we approve the amendment on the ARF expense for the police department.
Pam second. All in favor?
Yeah.
All in
Kevin
favor?
Featherston,
Leon Myers.
Pam Reed.
Chris Burkett.
It is unanimous. Okay, moving on to 9, discussion and or take action to purchase new camera systems and computers for patrol cars with funds from the ARF for the police department. So with what we're getting through Axon is gonna all be compatible and work with these other ones, Peacemaker. Okay. And Peacemaker is the one that we can get, now these are just for the computers
right,
or tablets, and they can have them to us. Do they come and install them, or
They'll come and install them.
they have their own pedestals and everything?
Yep.
Okay.
You know, I sent her pictures of the center consoles in the cars.
remember
So
that,
they got
yeah.
brackets. And they'll hook it up, and they come with new laser printers. We don't have to use the old printers that we have. It's gonna come with all new printers.
Or take like citations to be?
Yeah.
Oh,
It
okay.
prints out the citation.
Okay, okay. No more writer crayons.
well,
Oh, we've
they're
got-
printing now. They just have
We got
trouble
our
with
printers in there. Did it, brothers,
Yeah, they
big
don't.
brother ones.
yeah.
This is gonna be the new laser printer.
Okay, and does anybody have any other discussion on this one?
They're still gonna all cops in.
Yes, question, yeah.
No,
No, I'm sorry, I think you said I did.
no.
All right, we'll chair would entertain a motion on number 9.
Make a motion that we purchase the new camera system and computers for the patrol cars with the funds from the ARF for the police department.
Pam first,
I second it.
Kevin second, all in favor?
Kevin Featherston,
Leon Myers.
Pam Reed.
Chris Burkett.
It is unanimous. Moving on to this is going awful quick.
there's no change.
There's nothing.
Moving on, number 10, citizens input, that's non-related to the agenda items. Is there any of that? Any citizens have any input? Hey, Trainer,
Perfect timing.
yeah.
Motion to adjourn.
Carmen, do you have anything you want to say?
This is our city attorney. He's everywhere.
This is my second city council meeting.
In an hour.
Didn't break any speed limits,
I
right?
broke all. the- I left Paris at 5:40.
Oh, my
I've
God.
been appointed into here.
Good gosh. We pretty much bounced through most of it, Jim. There wasn't really any questions. One of the main reasons for the agenda was the use, the ARF funds for police equipment for both body cams, dash cams, computers, tasers. What else? What am I missing? I think that's it. So that's what we just voted on. We just jumped to number 10, which is the citizens input. That's when you walked in the door. So almost, for some reason, this went faster than I anticipated. Like a record.
Well, you can thank our police chief for printing this because it made a lot of
Yeah, I made
difference
it
in
really-
understanding.
Yeah, he would have, if he had just stood there and explained all
I-
that, that would have been an hour long.
That was
Oh,
all.
yeah, 2, 3.
I mean, I'm just saying,
100%.
to,
No, it would
to
have.
have had to go through
I
that.
actually didn't even know it was that long. I thought it was like Well, yeah,
Presentation would have taken an hour.
What he did.
That was all me on mine. I thought it was like a paragraph, when they held up that page, I was like,
Of everything that he did, so it kind of took a lot off of us.
I
Yeah,
wrote
So we don't have any.
We have no citizens input? Is that right? No,
I don't think.
Chris, have anything over there?
Chris?
Appreciate it.
Nope, nothing on my end.
Congratulations.
Would you
Yeah,
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Would you put $50 on the red for me?
I sure will, as soon as this meeting's over.
All right, I make a motion, we adjourn.
I second.
Kevin first. Okay, Pam second.
Kevin Featherston,
All in favor?
Leon Myers.
Pam Reed.
Chris Burkett.
Have fun, don't go broke.
Right.
We adjourn.
Bye, Chris.
Ah.
I didn't see a year ago. Actually, I didn't, kind of didn't expect you. I don't know.
7:31, so who won that bet?
Well, I was expecting to be home by 7:30.
Yes.
Bye.
Ah.
She's out of the control.
Okay, I can't.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Reach out to.
Short discussion.
Really good.